MacBook, Linux, Windows. You don't need just anything. Stick with me. Deciding on what laptop to get can be really confusing because there are so many things to consider. Processor, hard drive, clock speed, RAM, and so many confusing things. If you're a basic everyday user and don't really do anything power intensive, a Celeron, Pentium, or even an Intel Atom chip will work just fine. By basic user, I mean someone that just types document, sends email, watches movie, and just surfs through the internet. Basic stuffs. But if you do something more power intensive like video editing, serious gaming, content creation, and even streaming, this is where you start worrying about what type of laptop you want to get. Buckle up, because this is about to get really interesting. The processor. Think of it as the brain of the computer. It handles all the thinking functions of the computer, how fast it responds to tasks, open apps, and also how well it handles multitasking. Having a fast processor is similar to inviting your friend over to help you with your work. That'll be very efficient and will save a lot of time. The top tier processors are Intel and AMD, and they have series. Intel has the i3, i5, i7, and i9, while AMD has the Ryzen 3, 5, 7, and 9 processor. Pay close attention. The series doesn't really matter. It does, but the generation is more important. A Core i7 9700 is slower than the Core i5 12500, and the Core i7 12700 is faster than the Core i9 10900. How can you tell what generation a laptop is? The number after the series tells you what generation the processor is. You can only compare processors from the same series with each other to determine which is faster, but you cannot compare them directly with different series. With the processor also comes clock speed. Clock speed is just a measure of the number of cycles your CPU executes per second. Basically how fast your computer can retrieve and interpret instruction, and it's measured in gigahertz. Take a look at this. A CPU with a clock speed of 2 MHz executes 2 million cycles per second, and a CPU with a clock speed of 2 GHz can execute 2 billion cycles per second. Higher clock speed means faster clock speed, which also means tasks will get completed quickly. Having a high clock speed but just one core means your computer will be able to load and interact with single applications quickly. But having more CPU cores but a slower clock speed means your computer can work with more applications at a time, but each may run a little slower. Typically, a 1.5 GHz is good for a basic user, a 2.5 GHz is alright for content creation and light video editing, and 4 GHz and above for serious gaming. Which brings us to CPU cores. CPU cores are the pathways made up of microscopic transistors within a processor that helps to make it work. For multitasking to be done properly, you need at least 2 cores. For a basic everyday user, having 2 cores is the sweet spot. It can handle basic tasks like typing documents, watching movies, and playing music, although you could probably run a few games but on low settings. Having 4 cores or quad core allows you to render videos, do sound editing, play games but not really power intensive games, and also do other everyday tasks. There's also the hexa core. It's faster than quad core, but for people who are really into intensive gaming or video editing, having an octa core CPU is the best way to go. It's efficient, it can handle power intensive software like Halo Infinity or Premiere Pro, although your battery will take a hit, which we'll talk about later, and if you feel like you need more cores, you can always get more. But for now, GPUs. GPU handles graphics related tasks, including rendering images, video, and animation. They are also called graphics card. There are 2 types of GPUs, integrated GPUs and dedicated GPUs. Integrated GPUs are built into your PC's motherboard, allowing laptop to be thin, lightweight, and power efficient. Integrated graphics cards are great for some gaming, light video editing, or working with photos.
Now, compare when probably you're with your roommates. The 2 of you are sleeping on the same bed. I mean, you'll not be comfortable than you having your own separate bed. The roommate has his own separate bed. That is exactly what integrated and dedicated is.
Dedicated graphics cards are a separate part that gets plugged into your PC. Dedicated graphics cards are larger than integrated graphics card and use more power, but they are best for every processing task like intense photo and video editing, design work, and gaming. NVIDIA RTX or GTX and AMD Radeon are examples of dedicated graphics card, but I'll personally go for an NVIDIA graphics card. And also I'll personally go for subscribing to this channel too, cause I'm trying to reach more subscribers. RAM, which also stands for random access memory, is your laptop short-term memory. It's where the data is stored that your computer processor needs to run application and open files. Like you can play music, edit a video, work on a document all at the same time without slowing down or running out of memory. For most users, 8 gig is the minimum for smooth multitasking. For gaming, content creation, and heavy multitasking, 16 gig or more is recommended. There are different types of RAM, but DDR is the most common type, and you generally can't go wrong with it unless you're getting a DDR2. It's also very easy to upgrade. It's best to have a decent amount of RAM, because if you have a very good processor and GPU but low RAM, you'll be able to process and open apps but they will buffer and freeze. Unlike RAM, the hard drive is a non-volatile storage. Non-volatile means that no data is lost when the laptop is powered off, making hard drives suitable for permanent storage of information. Primarily, there are two types of hard drive, HDD and SSD. For most modern laptops, SSDs are recommended due to their superior performance, durability, and energy efficiency. SSDs provide a noticeable improvement in boot time, application loading, and overall system responsiveness. If you require a lot of storage space and you are on a budget, because SSDs are usually expensive, you might consider a combination of a smaller SSD for your operating system and frequently used applications, along with an external HDD for storing larger files, or an SSHD. When choosing a laptop, pay attention to the type of storage it comes with, as it can have a significant impact on your computing experience. Typically, having a 256 gig drive is minimum, but bumping it up to 512 or more is preferable for ample storage space. One thing that also really matters is the screen. The best laptop screen depends on your specific needs and preferences. Higher resolutions like 1080p, 1440p or 4K offer better image clarity and more screen real estate for multitasking. However, keep in mind that higher resolution can consume more battery and require more powerful hardware. Typically, a 1080p screen should just be fine. Laptop screen also come in various sizes, from compact 13-inch screens to larger 17-inch screens. This largely depends on your usage and portability needs. An OLED display would be best for deep blacks, and also an high refresh rate screen would be best for gaming and video editing, typically 120 Hz. Thin bezels can also provide a more immersive viewing experience and a sleeker design. Ports are mostly overlooked most of the times, but it's actually really important. Ports on the laptop are essential for connecting various peripherals, external devices, and accessories. Different laptop comes with different port configuration. Keep in mind that some laptops might have limited ports due to their slim and lightweight design, so it's important to find a balance between port availability and portability, or you might have to get a dongle along the line. Battery life is basically the amount of time a laptop can operate on battery power alone. It's influenced by factors such as laptop's hardware, screen brightness, background application, and usage patterns. The more intensive tasks the processor performs, such as running demanding applications, games, or video editing, the more power it consumes. Heavy CPU usage can lead to faster battery drain. And finally, there's portability. It's the ease with which you can carry and use your laptop on the go. More powerful laptops might be heavier and bulkier due to the components required for enhanced performance. It's important to find a balance that suits your needs and usage pattern. If you prioritize portability, focus on lightweight, slim, and compact laptops. If you need more power, you might need to accept slightly larger and heavier option. And after you've made your decision, you can always check reviews about the particular laptop before you put in your money to purchase it. If you find this video entertaining, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought about it. Also, don't forget to subscribe, because I'm trying to reach more subscribers. This is David, and I'll catch you in the next video.